Welcome. This is Interior Modeling for Beginners. By the end of this video, you will learn how to animate this interior. Actually, we are going to look at few different methods to animate this. We'll start by adding keyframes to the camera. Select the camera by clicking anywhere on this edge. Press I. Select location and rotation. What we did was save in the location and rotation of the camera. Down here, click on this 90. Now press G and Z twice to move the camera in or out of the plane of the screen. I'm moving the camera away from the scene. Click when you get the view you need and press I to add a keyframe here. That means saving the location and rotation of the camera. Now we have saved two camera locations, 90 frames away from each other. By the way, this plank set need more planks, so change the count in the array modifier. To see what we did, select the camera. Go to the first frame by dragging this playhead. To be honest, up until a while ago, I didn't know this thing is called the playhead. Just for the sake of this video, I just referred the Blender manual. So it says this is called the playhead. So this is playhead. Now let's press the space bar to see our animation. Here we go. Press the space bar again to pause. That's it, we finished animating this. No, I'm just kidding. But really, this is all you need to know basically. Next step, we need to save some other camera angles. Press the right arrow key once to go forward by a single frame. Now let's get out of this camera view to save a different camera angle. Don't mind this camera clipping for the moment. Just find a good view. This looks good. Bring the camera to the view like this. Let's move the camera back so we can see everything. This looks perfect. I'm going to adjust these rotation values because I need to look at this scene straight on. Usually when the camera is moved to the view, it is tilted a little bit. I'm bringing the camera a little bit down so I can see the front chair completely. And don't forget to add keyframes, otherwise this view will not be saved. So, I hope now you can add as many keyframes as needed to save the waves you want. I saved this frame as well. Add a keyframe, press the right arrow key to go forward by a single frame. Next, we are going to make an animation to be posted on social media. I'll use a different resolution for that. What is resolution? Resolution refers to the dimensions, width and height of the final rendered image or animation, and it is measured in pixels. Go to Output Properties. I'm going to switch X and Y dimensions to make this a vertical or a portrait video. Zoom out the view. Move the camera closer and adjust the clip start value. This is alright. Now rotate the camera on the Z-axis. Now press I to add a keyframe. We just need rotation, although I choose location and rotation every time. Now go to the 243rd frame. Change the rotation of the camera to the last frame that you want to see. Add a keyframe there also. So between the frame 93 to frame 243, the camera will rotate. Why did I choose these specific values, you might wonder? Let me show you. Go to Output Properties. Under the frame rate, we have 30 frames per second. You can choose any FPS value you want out of these. But lower the FPS value, you would notice that the animation is made out of still images. I want this to be a 5-second video. So 243 minus 93, it is 150. And if the animation has 30 frames per second, it is going to take 5 seconds to show all the frames. By the way, if you're new to this channel, I make videos about modeling interiors in Blender. So if you want to learn about modeling interiors in Blender, keep me subscribed. Do you see the camera start rotating slowly, then speeds up, and when it reaches near 243rd frame, it slows down again. However, if we want, we can have a uniform speed for the camera. Zoom the timeline and select these two frames. Click this button and select Graph Editor. Press Normalize. It gives a better visualization of the graph. We have selected these two keyframes. Now this is a curvy graph, which means the speed of the camera rotation varies with time. We want a uniform speed, so press V and select Vector. Now the graph is a straight line. So we are done with the graph editor. Let's go back to the timeline. So if you press the space bar now, you can see the camera rotates at a uniform speed. If we only want to play between 93rd and 243rd frame, we can change the start and end frames here. Now all we have to do is change in the output properties. In the output properties, click on this folder icon to choose the folder onto which you want to save these frames. We can make a separate folder. Open it and press accept. File format should be PNG. We are rendering still frames and then compiling them into a video. Don't choose anything else. Keep this overwrite option turned on if you want to replace the image files you are rendering with the latest ones. That means if you are for some reason rendering the same frame twice, the new image will replace the old one. Now we are ready to render. Go to render, select render animation. It doesn't matter what frame you are looking at right now. The rendering will start from the starting frame down here. So I rendered the rest of the frames off camera and now we are ready to make our first video. Up to now what we did was render in single frames. We need to make an animation. I'm using Blender itself to render the video. Go to File, New, select Video Editing. Change this resolution to the resolution of the rendered images. This is a new interface. There are new windows. Don't worry, this is much easier. Press Shift A while the cursor is over this window and pick Image/Sequence. Locate the rendered images. Press A to select all the images. Then click on Add Image Strip. We have loaded the rendered images to the scene. Now press the space bar to play the animation. We need to do a couple of changes here. First, change the frame rate of the animation to the frame rate of the rendered images. Otherwise, the animation wouldn't be smooth. Now it's better. We can change the end frame here to only see the frames in the image strip. Now select where you want to save your animation. Open the folder and press accept. Select FFmpeg video as the output option. These are the only settings you need. Now we can render the animation. Similarly, we can render the first animation we made between frame 1 and frame 90, as well as the keyframes that we saved. Now this is your video. Although it takes a lesser time to render the animation, the images we rendered took a lot of time. Therefore, we can try another method. It is a compromise actually. What we can do is rendering a single frame and animate that frame. I'll show you how to do it. Increase the resolution up to 200. Now render the image. Open a new video editing workspace like before. Press Shift A and select Image/Sequence. Pick the image that you rendered. Click on the edge in the image strip and drag this way. Let's press the space bar to play. It doesn't change anything. Go to the strip properties. Scroll down. Increase the scale. And click on these two dots in front of the scale values. We are going to make a zoom out animation. Now hover the mouse over the sequencer panel and press the right arrow key holding the Shift key. That moves the playhead to the last frame in the animation. Now decrease the scale and click on these two diamond shapes like this. Now when we press the space bar, we can see the animation. Yeah, it is that simple. Now we can render the animation. It doesn't take much time. This is the rendered animation. So with this video, we have come to an end of this video series, Interior Modeling for Complete Beginners in 3D. So if you have finished the whole video series, this video on the screen would be perfect for you.